Ah, Gen X is the best. That's right. Sure, we're all gonna die from decades of beer drinking and cigarette smoke inhalation, but that still beats going out like a bitch after rotting your brain on social media. You have one job, Mark. One job. Just make this video look better than the original Power Strike 2 review. It shouldn't be hard. Back in the day, this was the only way to film these things. The Game Gear. Terrible screen. Great game system with a lousy screen, so if you can get it onto a TV, oh, that makes all the difference. And Power Strike 2 is so good. It's so good. It's also not very affordable. It's not my fault. In the future, this is how we play Game Gear. Oh yeah. Select your weapons. Neo Napalm Gun. Rising Masher. Delta Form. Hammerhawk. Oh, they all sound so good. I want them all. I want every one of these. Combined into one, like Voltron. But I guess I have to choose, so I'm gonna do this. But this game's tough. The enemies really fill the screen, and getting rid of them as quickly as possible is kind of important. Woo! But I missed the P! Ah! So many things to crash into. Yeah, I bet you didn't think you were gonna wake up today and watch a Game Gear video, huh? Haha! You're welcome. As Game Gear games go, it's a nice looking game. The Game Gear was capable of displaying some beautiful graphics, as you can see. But for whatever reason, maybe just because it was like 1990, they put a terrible screen on it. It's probably that one. If they could have only traveled into the future and put like the iPhone screen on the Game Gear, then Nintendo would just not exist. Go back and watch my original review, where I talk about it a bit more, though you can't see anything, so you have to combine it with this review, or re-review, whatever. I'm just having fun. This is just an excuse to play Power Strike 2 again. It's been too long. Dear old friend, I've missed you. And the Shinobi games on the Game Gear. They're so good. You know, the fact is, the Game Gear makes a pretty good controller, too. Like, the Game Gear is great, except for the screen. So if there's just some way that you can play the Game Gear without having to, struggle with the terrible screen, it's awesome. It's really got some good games. If you like Musha, Aleste, Spriggan, Robo-Aleste, those games, you gotta love this. Good luck finding it. And unless you have a modded Game Gear, good luck seeing it. Although I think there's other Game Gear options these days. I don't know. Die in fire, napalm, death. Whoa, whoa, what's this thing? You don't look good. Have a super bomb. You suck, go away. I gave you a present, and you didn't even say thank you. That's what you deserve. Death. By laser fire. Give me the piece. Uh-oh, here's another one? Oh man, this guy looks like he's got some sort of medical issue I should have looked at. I guess it doesn't matter. Any way that you can play Power Strike 2 is good. Woo. Woo, yeah! I am just lighting up this screen with napalm. Suddenly, it turns into Afterburner 2, which is, of course, not a bad thing. Yeah! Sort of panicked there, sorry. I don't want to change my weapons. I'm perfectly happy just the way it is. I don't think those results are very good, but you know, it's been a while since I played this, so. Have you beaten that high score in Power Strike 2 today? No, you have not, so I win. Yeah. Woo! Bionic City! One wonders if they have a commando in this city. With a gadget arm. Does anybody even get those references anymore? Probably not. It was from Call of Duty Ghosts. It wasn't. Ow! Hey! You shot me in the ass! It's okay to get up off your seat and dance. That's what I'm doing. I think what I gotta do here to fill up some screen time is bring up a Who Defeats. You ready for this? Alright. I'm gonna lower the volume a little bit so we can really hear this Who Defeats. This is a very important Who Defeats. Spelled properly with a Z. Who Defeats? The A-Team versus Knight Rider. Oh, that's a tough one, I know. Because you're like, immediately it's like, well, clearly the A-Team, right? Because there's 4 of them. Got Mr. T, Howling Mad Murdoch, Faceman, who was also in Battlestar Galactica, and the Colonel, who was in Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is what, you know, not as good as Battlestar Galactica. But the Knight Riders got Kit. And Kit makes up for a lot. Kit can turbo jump. Kit's awesome. Kit's a car. I mean, Michael Knight was basically disposable. He didn't even have to drive Kit. Kit could just drive itself. So, why am I fighting puppet hands? What's going on here? How high were these developers? Oh my god. Just take your floating fist and go away. So I don't know, I'm kind of torn between Knight Rider versus the A-Team. They both have good theme songs. Like the A-Team's probably a little better, you know, it's a little more memorable, but Knight Rider theme song is pretty damn good. Cyber Road! It sounds like a band. Probably is a band. You can take your lightsaber and shove it. Go away! Get away from me! Ah! Woo! Hammerhawk! Okay. God damn it, I'm trying to think here. Woo! You see, here's where being Gen X comes out way ahead. The greatest generation. Because we can have an honest discussion about Who Defeats Knight Rider versus the A-Team and talk about it all day. Because we all watched the same shows on the only 3 channels that we had on television. When TV Guide told us they were on, we watched them. And they were great shows. So much better than what people have to endure today. It's true. The A-Team had great characters. B.A. Baracus, Howling Mad Murdoch, Faceman, and Hannibal. Took me a moment to remember his name. George Peppard was Hannibal. I love it when a plan comes together. Great one-liners. The A-Team also had vehicles. We had the A-Team van, the greatest van in the history of motor vehicles, and the A-Team Corvette, which I think was just an excuse to sell toys, but there's nothing wrong with that. Knight Rider, of course, had Kit, and like the Spy Hunter truck. But I really can't remember too many of the other characters other than Michael Knight. Like there was Devin, and who was the girl in the lab coat? It wasn't Aaron Gray, because I would definitely remember Aaron Gray. But it was somebody. What else did Knight Rider have? I mean, great theme song. Michael Knight had a perm and I think corduroy pants. I mean, that's all good stuff, but like, I don't know. I think when you look at the characters combined with the A-Team van, you gotta give it to the A-Team on this one. I mean, they couldn't hit anything they were shooting at. They were like stormtroopers in that respect, but it was still a lot of fun to watch them blow everything up. If you can find them. Oh, and the theme song with the machine gun worked into the title, the opening. I want to go watch some A-Team now. What am I doing? Quick, defeat the enemies in Power Strike 2. I have to watch the A-Team. I'm gonna have to do this in another video. Some more Who Defeats. These are fun. I was thinking about Magnum PI versus like the A-Team. Like we take a winner from one video and then bring it into the next one, but like that's just not fair. The only show from the 80s that even comes close to Magnum PI is Miami Vice. Power up! Yes! You can almost imagine what Who Defeats will be like in the future. There'll be no discussion of TV show theme songs. There'll be no discussion about acting or storylines. It'll be Who Defeats? Influencer who lied about traveling all over the world until they got canceled. Or Who Defeats? Influencer who mindlessly ranked things until they were eaten by sharks. And eventually run over by the A-Team van. I'm gonna go with that one. Who Defeats? Power Strike 2 or Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball? Oh, it always wins. It always wins! But Hitomi's going shopping! What fun! Die! Who Defeats? Influencers versus the A-Team. Oh, someone needs to make this happen. It's not fair! I pity the fool, and then BA throws him out of an airplane. Which actually doesn't even make sense, because they always had to drug BA before he got on the airplane. Never mind. I'll cut that one out in editing.